Hello, freunde und willkommen. My name is Nate, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I wanted to lighten the mood a little bit, get away from the politics and the government, and react to something that's a little more fun. And if you didn't know by now, which I don't know how you wouldn't, but I am married to a German citizen. We've been married for 23 years. We met all the way back in 1997, got married in 1998 in Germany. So this video is called You Know You're Dating a German When. So obviously we're beyond the dating period. Been for a while. Thank goodness dating is so awkward. I'm glad I never have to do that again. But I wanted to see just how true this was for me personally. Now, please remember that all my commentary on this video is going to be from my own personal experience. Not every single German is going to be the same way. Not every foreign person is going to react the same way. I am an American. I am married to a German. We have our own situation. We met in our own specific way. So I just wanted to see if this was anywhere near what I felt, I guess, as an American when my wife and I were dating. And I think it might be a little fun. So let's just hop right into it. Typical German music.
Hey, how's it going? I was just sitting across the bar and I wanted to come here and tell you that you're beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Sebastian, by the way.
Hannah.
Hannah, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Germany, that's so great.
No
I have
hands,
two
please.
friends that.
All right, if you don't know her, don't get too close and personal. Well, first of all, I am not that guy. I am more of a shy person. I would never approach a female I saw in a bar in that manner. And I didn't with my wife either. We met in an Irish pub in Baumholder, right outside Baumholder. It's called Kelly's Irish Pub. It's no longer there, unfortunately. It was torn down. But we met. I was there with friends, and she was there with her friend. And we kind of got introduced by another guy that was in the military who'd been drinking quite a bit. And so he, for some reason, was going around the bar asking everybody their names. And before I knew it, my wife and her friend were sitting across from my friend and I, and we just started talking. It wasn't this situation at all. I would not approach somebody in this manner. I do get this. Don't get too close and personal. Don't be groping and rubbing your hands all over her arm or grabbing her hand or whatever. It's just, it's out of respect, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna grab a beer. Do you want a beer? Yeah, you want a beer. Excuse me, can we get 2 beers, please?
She wants to be seen as equal. Be careful making decisions for her. Again, I go back to this guy kind of being a douche. Who does he think he is? Just assuming she wants a beer. Again, that is not me. I would never do that. I remember buying my wife drinks, but it was always, if I asked her, do you want another one, or what are you drinking? That type of thing. I'm not just going to say, no, she wants another beer, especially the first day. I mean, obviously they just met. I'm not going to assume anything. So I do believe this point is also true. Very precise. There is definitely no vagueness when making plans. In my situation, I don't think we ever made plans like that. It was always when we first started dating, I guess, before we even started dating. I think after that first night when we met, it was more like, hey, do you want to meet down here again next weekend? Okay, yeah, sure. I'll be here Friday or Saturday or whatever. And there was no time. There was no, at this specific spot at this time. It was just, we'll meet back down here next weekend. And that happened for a few weeks. So I don't think we ever made precise plans. It was kind of just, we flew by the seat of our pants, if you will, and just kind of took it, as it came. And I don't know if this is more so nowadays, or like I said, we met back in the late 90s. So things could change in the last 20 plus years. But still, I know that the German people do like to have a plan. And it's kind of funny because when we go back to visit, my wife's sister has itinerary basically for us. On this day, we're doing this, and this day we're doing this, and we're going to see these people, and we're going to visit these people, and we're going to go here. We're going to go shopping at this time, and we're going to have coffee and cake at this time. And so I know they like their plans, but for me and my wife, we really didn't run into this per se. 4 minutes late. Don't make her wait. Just don't. Don't make anybody wait. I mean, no matter what you're doing. Granted, things happen. It looks like it's snowing. You could have, been stuck somewhere on the road, or had an issue starting a car, or you slipped and fell. So a few minutes late in weather like this, I can understand. But on the other hand, if you know it's weather like this, you plan ahead. You leave earlier just in case something happens. You're not going to be too late. But I don't think this applies just to Germans. I think if you're dating an American girl or a Latin girl or whatever, you just don't make them wait. I mean, it's just being a gentleman, right? Just don't do it.
So many millionaires are moving out of European countries. Do you think it's really the end of European Union after only 23 years?
Yeah. I can totally see that happening within 20, 25 years with the European Union. It can most likely happen.
Develop your own opinion and know how to hold your own to impress her. Yeah, I mean, nobody ever wants to always be agreed with. Like if you express your opinion, you ask somebody else, you don't always want them to just agree with you just to agree with you. I think you need to have an opinion. You need to voice that opinion. And because then that's being true to yourself and you're not faking it. I think if you're in a relationship and you always agree, and everything's going, it's not true. It's not real until that point where you happen to express your real opinion or thoughts, and the other person for all this time thought you had this other mindset. All of a sudden you're like, no, I don't think that's right. I think it should be this. That could kind of throw a curveball into the relationship, I feel like, because then your true self is coming out, and then maybe you don't mesh. Maybe you don't jive together, and there goes the relationship where at the offset, you could have had that established, and if it works out, it works out. If not, that wasn't meant to be, right? But I know it's hard to disagree when you're trying to impress the other person. But I think in the long run, it's safer, just so you know that all your opinions are real. Like I said, be true to yourself.
Well, well, technically, the smallest country in the world is the Vatican City. You didn't know it was a country because it's its own nation state. It's kind of crazy. But then you have Nepal that also doesn't have a country that's a perfect rectangle. The Vatican City has a perfect square as a rectangle. Do you know Switzerland has a perfect square for a flag? It's kind of crazy.
Talking about politics, technology, or current affairs can be a huge turn on for them. I have no idea. I know that for me and my wife, we did not talk politics, technology, or current affairs ever. I don't think. Maybe here and there, little bits and pieces, but I don't honestly think that's a turn on for my wife. And honestly, I don't remember everything we did talk about, but I know it wasn't a lot of this. So I'm not sure. Maybe some of you Germans out there can tell me if this is actually true or not. I have no idea. No clue.
That's an interesting shirt. Didn't you have time to change? And I really like your hair. It's so curly. But don't you think it's time to get a new haircut?
She is downright honest. Sometimes it's highly discouraging. Again, I don't remember my wife ever being downright honest to that extent with me. Maybe she was, and I just don't remember. But I think there's a difference between being honest and then being critical. Like having somebody tell you their opinion or, whatever, being honest about it is one thing, but this might have taken it a bit too far because he didn't ask, what do you think of my hair? Or what do you think of my shirt? At that point, yeah, if she said, well, maybe a haircut would be nice, I can understand that. But just blatantly criticizing, I don't think that's the same here. I think she's just being critical without the need to be, or without being asked about it. So they can be honest, and but as an American, I think we sometimes take that the wrong way if somebody's being honest with us, because we tend to kind of slide over, like, how's this shirt look on me? Oh, it looks fine. Yeah, you look great. But in reality, you don't. And I think Germans will tell you, well, honestly, you might want to pick a different shirt. But this is just being critical, I think. All right.
Take it easy, we're in a public place.
Yeah. On the plus side, if she likes you, you will definitely know it. I want to say that this doesn't happen all the time in a public place. Maybe I don't think it does. My wife and I didn't do this. I have a thing for public displays of affection that, yes, kissing, holding hands, giving a hug, whatever, but that's pushing it a little bit too far. You should probably go somewhere private if you want to start lifting shirts up, I think. But I did know my wife and I hit it off and we clicked, and there was no question. It was, yep, all right, here we go. And then it was the dating game, and I knew it. There was no question. There was no playing games. I think in the U.S., a lot of the American women play these silly games, and men too, both sides, that they want to play hard to get or whatever, and it can be discouraging for the other person. And at least this, the answer. There's no question. There's no doubt right here that she likes you. Now, Whether or not this ends up being a long-term relationship might be another story. But for the moment, you know that there's no question here. She's not playing hard to get. She's all over him. So just get a room. Okay, well, that was pretty interesting and entertaining. I agreed with most of the points. Again, maybe my wife and my relationship is odd. You know, one of the weird ones. I'm not sure. But we didn't really come into any of these situations per se. You know, like I said, we met in a pub, basically in Germany, and just started talking, and then we'd meet down there every week, meet there and then go somewhere else or whatever. So I think this can be applied to just about any relationship with any country. Don't make them wait. You know, be honest, be open. Don't be too hands-on the first time. Don't be too pushy. You know, just have manners, basically. It just comes down to being polite and having manners and respecting the other person, right? So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's a little bit different than the others, a little more lighthearted, a little more fun. I'd like to do more of these and maybe even give you a little more insight about my wife and my relationship, a little more information detailed about how we met and how we got married and what happened. If you'd like to know more about that, please let me know down in the comments. And again, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon, all the YouTube stuff. And really hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.